Hello everybody. I love short books. I love the way they feel. I love the way they look. I love the way that they fit anywhere. I love that they're not heavy to read, like physically on my wrists and hands. But the biggest reason that I love short books is because I can feel how difficult they were to craft. That the artist had this crazy idea and decided to say it succinctly. In a way, short books feel humble to me. They feel like the author is saying, listen, this is the extent of my idea. This is it. Here it is. I know it's little, I know it's small, but I think it's important. And I love that. It's no coincidence that so many of my favorite books are under 300 pages, and quite a few of them are under 200 pages. My favorite book is under 100 pages. But the result of this favoritism that I have towards short books has been that I have avoided big books. And not only avoided, but actually started a fear of big books. I am scared of them. When I see them, I feel intimidated. I don't buy big books very often because I don't want them near me. When I see them in a store or on my shelves, I get nervous, and I have absolutely no battle plan as to how to tackle these giant books. And so this is the year that ends. Hopefully. Because for all of the reasons that I love short books, there are people that love long books. They love getting to spend so much time in a world. They love that the author has the ability to fully examine every aspect of the setting or the character or the themes that they are exploring. And I know that I am missing out on some gems. There are some books out there that I really want to read, but they're so long, and so I don't read them. So this year, I am challenging myself to read 6 big books. So what counts as a big book? This is a point of contention. I'm sure everyone's gonna have a different marker point. I've decided 500 pages or more. I don't know why, that feels like we're in big book territory. And I actually did a poll on Instagram and most of you agree. I have one exception on my to be read pile list because I thought it was over 500 and it doesn't quite reach 500 pages, but it is a very big book and I really want to read it. And this is all just something I made up anyway, so I'm gonna read my book. Thank you very much. So today I am going to be showing you the 6, actually 7, you'll see in a minute, books that I am hoping to read this year. And if you want, you can join me. Let's make a hashtag. Okay, I just went on my computer onto Instagram to see if the hashtag I wanted to use is taken. It was, but then I thought of an even better one. So we're gonna be using the hashtag ending big book fear. Because that is what I'm doing here today. I am trying to end my fear of big books. And for you, you might not have a chronic fear like I do, an ongoing fear, but maybe you have a big fear of one of your big books. Like you just haven't tackled it for some reason. Pick it up. You can either join me in reading the books I'm reading, or you can read your own. I will definitely do some sort of, big wrap up at the end of the year, recapping what I actually finished, what happened, what was my experience reading big books. How do they differ from little books? I don't know, because I haven't read a big book in a very long time. If you want to follow along, definitely follow me on Instagram. Every time I start a big book, I am going to share which one it is. I originally thought of like scheduling it out, like this book's going to be for January, February, this book will be for March and April, but that's going to stress me out. And to end the big book fear, no stress can be attached. So I'm going to walk you through my list. And let's go. The first boy is a big one. He's a mighty tome, and it is Moby Dick, or The Whale by Herman Melville. Boof. Honestly, just holding this book is stressing me out. But we can do this. We can end the big book fear. Okay, so it's giant. It's a classic. It's old. It is 625 pages long in my edition. This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe edition. I adore it. I think it's so beautiful. And when I wanted to get this book, because this is, okay, basically, this is a book that I want to read someday. Someday, I want to have read Moby Dick. I don't care when. I just want to have read it. But it is so giant that I thought, well, if I am specifically trying to do a challenge where I tackle big books that scare me, this is the year to do it. And I looked through many various editions of Moby Dick, and this was my favorite one. I just think it's beautiful. So the font size is pretty good. I am going to break the spine on all of these books, so do not expect good spines at the end. That is one of the hazards of the big book life. I've heard that even though it's giant and it has a lot to do with whale anatomy, it is actually worth reading. So, what will I think? I don't know. Since we're in classics mode, I will show you the other classic that I want to tackle, and it is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Again, another beautiful edition. Very excited about this. This, again, is one of those books that I thought, you know, one day I'll definitely be picking up that book. The other reason is that this is my boyfriend's favorite book, and I want to be the kind of girlfriend that reads her boyfriend's favorite books. That seems... I like that. All I know is that this is about a character who commits a crime. He's being chased for that crime, and he is ridden by guilt. So, I'm into it. This boy is 522 pages, and it has a good-sized font. I'm happy about that. There's gonna be another book in here where I'm not happy with the font. It's also very floppy. If you all remember the flop test from our last video, this boy, no flop. But that's okay. I respect his structural integrity. This boy, lots of flop, especially for a big book. Big books can really hold themselves together oftentimes, and this guy's, he's allowing himself to be free. There's a lot of give there, which actually will probably mean that I don't have to break the spine on this guy, because look how flat he lays. These are the things I care about. I care about the flop test. Next up, let's move towards some more contemporary classics. Not new, but newer. This next boy, I went back and forth. Do I want to tackle this? Do I want to tackle this? And I did. Even though I was scared of it, I wanted to. And it is IQ 84 by Haruki Murakami. So, there are a few editions of this book available, and the one I decided to go with was the one that has been split into 3 volumes for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's how it was originally published in Japan, so I like trying to keep to the original thing. Number two, I am obsessed with this presentation. It is so cool looking. But number 3, I have very weak wrists, and if something can help me not be as heavy, I'm always game for that. Actually, number 4, I feel like maybe having it in 3 books will make it feel more doable. But there is also the option that it will feel less doable because it will feel like I'm reading 3 books and in the end I've only finished 1 book. We'll find out. But if you take them out of their really awesome sleeve, beautiful design, whoever designed this gets a gold star. Each book has the volume number on it, and of course the page count. But what I really appreciate that makes it feel like it is 1 book is that this book finishes on page 387, and then when you move to book 2, the first page is 388. So it does move through continually, and then on the last book, it is wow. It is 1,157 pages. So this is the longest one so far. You know it's bad when they gotta split it up. The font size is pretty good though, to be honest. I don't think that the font size is bad. It's solid. It's normal. Very normal. They're a bit more dense. They're still pretty floppy, but a bit more dense. The pages feel just a bit more compact. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I just realized that I don't know what this book is about, and here's why. I don't care. The reasons I'm excited about this book are multiple, but not very related to the synopsis. The first is that it's IQ 84. It's a reinterpretation, an adaptation, inspired from an homage to 1984. We all know I love George Orwell, and I'm very interested to hear how such a new, like a modern contemporary classic can be a new version of 1984. When was this originally published? It was originally published in 2009. So, over a decade old. My God. My gosh. My strategy for putting stuff back into boxes like that is to first approach it from a diagonal. The other reason is because I like Haruki Murakami. I've read other stuff by him, really enjoyed it, and the slight echoes of what the plot is about, and I've heard, sound really cool. The main character starts to notice very strange things happening in her world, and apparently there's like dual timelines, parallel universe kind of thing going on, and it goes on a crazy adventure, so I'm there for it. Wow, is she big. That's the heaviest one so far. Okay, the next newer one is a little disappointing looking, but hear me out. It is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, I don't mean disappointing in the cover. I don't know how I feel about the cover. I feel okay about this cover. I really like the spine, but the reason it's disappointing is because it looks really small. It does not look like it's over 500 pages long, but it is. It is 560 pages long. So it's like, it's on its way to 600 pages. This is longer than, wasn't it longer than Moby Dick? It's a long book, and the font is small. This is the one where I was telling you I'm not impressed with the font. I actually wish that they had just made it a bigger boy and given me a bigger font, because this font is pretty small. It's a nice font. It's a serif, which is fancy, but it's too small. But anyway, even though it looks small, it does feel like a big task to undertake. I have read the first 42 pages of it previously, like a year ago, and I really enjoyed it, but it took me a while to get through those 42 pages because it's tiny font. I talked about this book a lot in my last video, so I won't go too far into it, but this is about a murder and an elite university, a group of pretentious classics students. It sounds like it's gonna be a fun, weird time. I've heard so many good things about it from friends, and the first section that I read, I really liked. And my last video was it my last video? I've lost all track of time, I guess. But the video in which I talked about this book was my 5-star book predictions. So I really think that I'm going to love this book. So it's one that I absolutely want to tackle this year. And so even though it doesn't look big, do not be deceived. He is long. Next up is the book I am most scared of. It's not, I don't even think, how long is it? It's not as long. No, it's not. It's not as long as Haruki Murakami's book, but it is long, and it is a genre I don't read, but I will be disappointed if I don't give it a shot. And it is Dune. Oh my God, look at it. It's a chunky boy. He's big. He's thick. He is also beautiful. I love the sprayed edges. I love this cover. I think that this was a special edition they put out. The hardcover has like an embossed quotation on it that says "Fear is the mind killer." It's a very beautiful book. This is like a poster on the inside. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and the end papers are beautiful too. Like, they did it. They went the full mile, and I appreciate that. The reasons that I'm trying this one. Number one, there are a lot of really cool, giant sci-fi books. This is one of the most acclaimed. 2, there's a movie coming out for it at the end of this year, starring Timothée Chalamet and another, like, a giant, amazing cast. So I want to see that, and I think it would be cool to have read the book first. 3, it's another one of my boyfriend's favorite books. Why couldn't he love short books? I don't know. And 4, it's just something I've been curious about for a very long time. I've heard so many people talk about it, but I have no idea what it's about. I mean, I'm reading the synopsis right now and I still have no idea what it's about. It's about a boy named Paul, tasked with ruling an inhospitable world. He's set on a journey toward a destiny greater than he could have ever imagined. It sounds like a riot, so the reason that I'm the most scared of this one is twofold. Number 1, I don't read fantasy. I don't hate fantasy, I just don't tend to pick it up. I've enjoyed lots of fantasy in my day, but it's just not my main genre. So it's just intimidating to me because I don't really read it. And secondly, I'm intimidated because I read the first 2 or 3 pages when I received this book, and it was doing the thing that fantasy does that scares me, in that, like, there's a million names that I don't understand, there's a whole monarchical system that I don't understand, and we're on planets with names I don't understand, and I'm just like, what's going on? So it intimidated me. So this is the one I'm most scared of. But I'll give it a shot. And it'll be cool if I finish it to get the payoff of seeing the movie. Now, the last book that I have here is my cheater book, because it actually doesn't reach 500 pages, which I'm so annoyed about, but it's big. And it is this biography of Frida Kahlo by Hayden Herrera. So it's a big book. And the reason that I haven't read it is because it's so big and scary. It scares me. I think that there are pages in here. Yeah, there's a lot of pages in here that have photographs, and those pages aren't numbered. So I wonder if those are the pages that, like, make this book feel so big. Also, it does have quite, like, that cushy type of page. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a fluffier paper. Once you remove all of the acknowledgements, the appendices, the index, the notes, etc., it is 440 pages. So that is 60 pages short from the 500 page that makes me feel like something is a big book. But I think physical size also has a big part to play in what a big book is for me. And even though I've been so excited about this book for a very, very, very long time, ever since I started reading Frida-related books, I've wanted to read this one. The reason I haven't read it is because I'm intimidated by it. And this project is all about squashing my fear of big books. So, ending book fear, it's happening. I love Frida. I love Frida so much. I think she's fascinating, and this is kind of the authoritative biography on her. This is the one. If you want to know about Frida, you read this book, and so I will. Look at how giant this stack is. Usually I will talk about like 5 or 6 books in a video, and the stack's like this high. Now, the final book I want to mention, I mentioned there was kind of a suspicious secret book, and that is because it's not out yet. And it is the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think, by Suzanne Collins. So this is the upcoming big release prequel to The Hunger Games, and I do hope on reading this book, and it comes out in May. It's rumored to be over 600 pages. So if that is the case, which I believe it to be, it would count in this big books challenge. I also want to say that if I really am not enjoying a book, I am not going to finish it for the sake of this project. I don't believe in torturing yourself with literature. I think that books should be fun and exciting, especially if you're not in school. That doesn't mean that books can't be challenging and difficult and a bit harder to read. I'm sure some of these will be for me, but I'm still going to, if I'm hating something, I'm gonna DNF it. And if you want to follow that journey, definitely follow me on Instagram. Like I said, if you want to join in on this project, I would love for you to join in. Use the hashtag #EndingBigBookFear anywhere, and I will try and find stuff. Tag me in photos on Instagram. If you want to read one of these with me, let me know down in the comments, because I think that's really fun. Oh, I don't know which one I'm going to start with yet. I'll post on Instagram when I do. I hope to start one in the next few weeks, because these books aren't going to read themselves. Times are running short already. And if you want to read a big book that isn't one of these, also let me know, because I just want us all to just try tackling some giant books. Thank you so much to everyone for watching this video, and if you're going to take part in the project, for taking part in this bizarre idea. I also want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. I've been trying to upload more videos and to make them really fun and nice, and if you enjoy my videos and want some extra fun bonus perks, but mainly want to support what I do, please check out my Patreon and join the family. It's a good time over there. I love everyone over there. That is my video, and that is my challenge. I have my quest set upon me to work through all of these pages. Ooh, I wonder how many pages it is altogether. Boom. I'm trying to work through that many pages. I believe in you. I believe in me. Damn it, I believe in me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.